Okay, I'm back. I'm ready to put my D-ring on my collar. I've got it long enough, about 2 inches away from where I want it. And first thing I need to do is decide which side of the loom my D-ring needs to go on. And I like to make extra super sure I get it right, so I go ahead and buckle the collar together so that I can see when I lift this up and I go to buckle it, this is the wrong side of the collar. And I could tell because my buckle was backwards. So if I turn it, if I put it on the other side of my loom and I pretend like I'm going to close it, then my buckle is facing me. It's the correct side. So I'm going to want to put my D-ring on this edge, the outside, the correct side edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my D-ring, and notice this one has been welded closed. So either a solid D-ring or one that's been welded closed. Please, 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 please do not use the kind that are open, not welded shut, if you are going to be using this leash to walk your dog. It's just, please don't. It's just not safe. So in order to put my D-ring on, it's really, really simple. Now that I know which the correct side is, I'm going to lift this first one off the hook, off the loom. Just put the loop inside my D-ring. And put my my loop back on. And I'm going to do that for all 4, or however many you're using for your collar. I'm going to do that for all of my little loops here. This would probably be made easier if I used a crochet hook or something like that to pull it through, but I just kind of mess with it until I get it. Okay, so now all 4 loops are there. I'm going to put my D-ring inside. And now when I go to knit, it's going to be on the same side that my buckle will close on. So that way you will be able to attach your leash or your dog tags. So now I'm going to knit. And then we will get the other end of the buckle on here and be finished. Ready to put it on your precious little poochie. And my dog should feel very honored that I'm making her this collar, because she is a puppy, which means she's probably going to outgrow it. And I'll have gone through all this work just for her little stinking self to outgrow it. Oh well. She's a sweetheart. So I guess that's the good part. And I usually like to do 4 or 5 rows after the D-ring before I put the collar on. I'm sorry. Before I put the buckle on. So now to attach my collar, I'm going to pull a couple of feet off cut it, burn it, lick your fingers before you touch it. Okay, made a flat little end there. So I'm going to thread my needle. Keeping it all attached, let's make sure we're going the right way, just like it closes. Now I'm going to unclasp it now just because it's easier to work with that way. But this is, I kept it buckled together to figure out which way I was going to place it on, and then go ahead and take it off. Now, right now, you can see that my yarn is coming from the front loop ready to go to the back loop. So that's the direction I'm going to put my needle in my buckle, from the front to the back. And then I'm going to put my needle under here, under this back loop, and just lift it off the loom. And I'm going to go ahead and twist it and get it wrapped around my loom and make a mess of it. But you don't have to do that. It's really your option. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and grab the loop off the front. So I've got the loop off the back and the loop off the front, just kind of sandwiched in there. I'm going to come over and get the loop off of the front, put it through my hook, through my buckle, and grab the loop off of the back and pull it through. I'm going to do just the opposite, the loop off of the back, put it through my buckle, and grab the loop off of the front. Now I'm going to grab the loop off of the front, put it through my buckle, and grab the loop off of the back. And now I can take it off my loom. So I want to kind of pull and finagle and get these where they're all tightened up. I'm pulling just as much as I can. They're not going anywhere. So now with my yarn on my needle, I'm going to go through those loops and back inside through the second set of loops. Hold on, what did I just do there? There we go. Okay. Through the third set of loops. Through the fourth set of loops. And again, my philosophy when dealing with dogs, especially if you're going to be using this for walking them, is that overkill is better. So I'm going to do it one more time. Make sure that buckle's really, really secure on there. Okay. Now I've gone through each loop 3 times. It's nice and tight on here. I'm going to come around to the back and take my needle and just really work it to get it through underneath all of these loops. And that noise you just heard, it wasn't it breaking, it was this little larger end here where I have burned it and smushed it. It was just that popping through. So now I'm going to do the same as I did with the cast on end, and just weave this back and forth. And again, this provides extra stability to your collar, extra strength, and really guards against it accidentally coming undone, because that would be awful. We're just going to weave, 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 weave. Making sure you get it right in the center so it doesn't show on either side. And I don't just, you know, yank on this and really close it, but you can see that where you're weaving, it is tightening up the collar some. And again, that's just for extra strength to keep your doggy attached. So I like to go all the way back to where I left off with the cast on edge, so that your entire collar has this reinforcing you know, piece going through it. And because remember you weaved it back and forth a couple of times, you'll be able to feel where you left off with your cast on edge. And I'm just going to go, when you get to the end where your cast on edge is, go ahead and just go back and forth a few times between those last two rows. Because overkill is better. Cut it. Burn it. Lick your finger so you don't burn yourself. Squeeze it together till it cools off, so that that end is secured inside there. And now you have a beautiful, strong, homemade leash for your precious pooch. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you want more. I was thinking about doing a couple of different type of collars, as well as a harness and leash. All right, bye-bye.